All right, guys, week one. We got Ohio State, Texas. I know everyone's going to break down Matt Patricia with all the different fronts he showed, all the different coverages, pressures, some of his third down looks. Everyone's going to break that down. I thought he had a hell of a day, an elite level day. He was able to adjust on the fly. His kids were able to execute what he called. I mean, he had a variety of calls, a vast amount of calls, and all of his kids were able to execute. That just shows how good of a coach he is, and it's kind of scary how good they can be, showing how many fronts that they did and how many coverages. And I mean, they put downs at all spots, and they put him at as a 9 technique. They put him at corner. They put him as a Mike. They put him back as a safety. I mean, there's so many different things that they did that I could go over that for an hour, but I feel more comfortable with the offensive side of the ball as a former coordinator, quarterbacks coach. I'd rather focus on this side of the ball. It's a lot funner. Sorry for you defensive guys, but that stuff to me just gets too boring. And talking about Saturday, I think Ohio State was at like 58 offensive snaps. So that shows you there that the pace has slowed down. Okay, Day used to be more of a no huddle, get the call from the sideline and get lined up. So they were averaging more snaps. Now, since Chip Kelly was hired last year, obviously he's gone now, but since he was hired, they were in a huddle. They were breaking the huddle a little bit slower. They want to get in the right call. They want to get the right look, and they're kind of playing at that same pace this year. So let's go over clip one. I'm going to try to get through all of them. There's 58 clips, so it could take me a while. Could be a couple duds in there I'll go right by. I do really want to go over the first drive because it shows you what they want to emphasize, what they believe in the running game, and then what they're going to allow Julian Sand to do on Saturday. So first clip here, Ohio State comes out with 12 personnel, and again they've got so many tight ends to utilize, and getting in 12 personnel makes sense because it forces defenses to be generic, or it's going to make them sub. In Texas's case, it looks like they just dropped down the weak safety closer to the box. Some teams will sub in a D tackle for nickel personnel, just to get a little heavier in the box. But Ryan Day and Brian Hartline come out of it just to see how Texas is going to get aligned. So Ohio State starts out and looks like GT counter from 12 personnel. Got a condensed set here into the boundary. We'll watch it a little bit just to see what we got here. Gives me time to process, gives you guys a good look at it. So we're in 12. We've got Jeremiah Smith out there to the field. We can look at the back end view of it. So we got a 4 down front, 2 backers in the box. You got a weak safety coming down into the box, lined up over the boundary tight end here. Got GT counter, so we got the guard pulling the kick, the main line of scrimmage, and we should have the tight end coming up through. Let's go to the back end view of it. It's a lot easier to see. So in GT counter, it looks like we got double threes. So you'll see 3 technique here. Oops, sorry about that. If I can get to the right call. There we go. So you'll see that they've got double threes here. So they got a 3 tech here, 3 tech here. Okay, they got a 7 technique, so that's head up on your tight end. And you got a 5 technique backside. So we're going GT counter from a pistol spot here. So our backside guard should be pulling the kick first man outside of the tight end. And you'll see on this clip that their 7 technique is going to play more into C gap. And you'll see what the tight end does here. And the tight end does a really good job of being able to club that outside arm. And then we should have, once this tight end comes and settles as a Y here, he should be pulling the lead for the first man who shows up into the gap. Usually it's going to be the play side linebacker, but you'll see in this clip that's not the case. They do walk down a safety, so they almost have a third linebacker into the box. Okay, let's let it roll through a little bit here. So again, we're pulling a kick. And what I talked about earlier, so you had the 7 technique come in to play C gap. We club that outside arm, and we've got to drive him back up inside. Because a lot of the times when you're running GT counter, this guy's going to be playing D gap, and we're going to be pulling the kick in here in D gap. Okay, he's going to slant inside into C gap. So that next man, whoever shows up outside, is who we're pulling a kick. The first man who shows outside of 17 here. So the first man who shows is a play side linebacker. So that turns into almost like a reach block. So we have to get to his outside shoulder. So getting to his outside shoulder, that's going to tell the back that we have to get outside of that. And as a tight end here, I should be pulling the kick, the first man who shows, and I should be working inside out. Okay, that's going to be the play side corner. And for whatever reason, guards, tackles, and tight ends, they're terrible in space when it comes to these concepts. And that shows here. Okay, Claire had his eyes inside. Okay, once the safety's taken care of, his eyes should now revert to outside to be able to kick. He's just there too late. So we should be up under that kick out block. Okay, and we just missed there and whiff. So that's play one. All right, here we go. Play two. So again, okay, we're in 12 personnel. You've got double Ys attached. Okay, you've got a receiver here into the boundary with a cut split, and then we've got a wide split there from Jeremiah. Okay, you got a one back set. Easier to see running scheme from the back end view here. So Texas alignment. So last play they were in double threes. Now we've got a 3 here to play side. We've got a 2-eye backside. Got a 5 here. Okay, into the boundary. Again with a 3 here, and they've got a really wide 9. Okay, so you've got a couple bubbles to the play side in terms of the running game. So you've got A gap here. Okay, you've got C gap. Okay, and you've got D gap as well. So you've got 3 gaps to a side. So if you want to count how many men you got past the line of scrimmage, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 men past the line of scrimmage to block 1, 2, 3. So Texas is really outnumbered to the call side, to the run side, and that's why it should hit. So we've got 2 double teams off the point of attack. So we're going, excuse me, we've got right guard, right tackle. We should be doubling the 3, climbing the linebacker. Okay, we should be doubling that wide 9 into the, that looks like the nickel that's into the box here. Do a really good job here. A really good job of doubling here this backside 2-eye into the backside linebacker. We just got to do a better job of holding on backside. Okay, we've got to be able to really get to his inside shoulder. It looks like we can't. So he has his inside shoulder free to be able to come up inside and make that play. If we're here at left tackle position, if we're more inside here, we have a little more of a crease, and we'll probably bang that for about 10, 15 more up until it gets to the play side safety. I'm sorry, boundary safety. All right, that's play 2. Okay, so 3rd and 1. Obviously, you're going to get in a heavy set. You're going to get a heavy set on defense. Looks like they sub out a linebacker, and we've got a nose tackle here. Looks like they're more of an odd front with 2 walked up outside backers. We try to go just real tight zone off the snap, trying to tempo it, and then we're also putting that second tight end in motion to try to get him to A gap just to get some more leverage at the point of attack. Let's watch the back end view. It's a lot easier to see the run game. I'd rather watch it from back there. Okay, in terms of alignment, so we sub out a linebacker, bring in a D tackle. So we're in almost like in a 50 look. So I've got a nose, 2 4-eye techniques, and then you've got 2 outside backers walked up. Okay, you've got both of them here in a 9 technique. Got 2 20 backers head up on both guards. All right, we motion in A gap, running tight zone. We can't get beat inside on tight zone. So it looks like linebacker shoots through A gap. We can't get to our inside shoulder there from the left guard position. Yep, so left guard just gets beats inside. His leverage is too high. His ass needs to be down a little bit, and he needs to be more inside. Because you're tight in inside zone, you got to protect the inside gap first before you do anything else. So it looks like we're just a little too fast in the linebacker as well, and he overruns it. I think things that are fixable. So now we're on 4th and 1. Still in 12 personnel. Trying to take advantage of mismatches. That's what coaches will take advantage. So let's say Ohio State goes into 12. They sub in a heavier linebacker. They're going more base personnel, 4-3, thinking 3 linebackers instead of that nickel. And when you go in 12, if you're going to keep the nickel in, Ohio State will run at it. Okay, if you bring in a heavier linebacker, then they're going to take advantage with their tight ends, trying to get them and match up in space versus those heavier linebackers. Texas's answers the past 2 play calls, verse 12, It's just been able to be more in a 50 front. So they're bringing in the heavier D tackle, sub out a linebacker, and just trying to be more heavy up front. So we're still getting too high with the 50 front. We've got, again, a 0, 2 4-Ives, 2 walked up 9s. You got 2 20 backers, 2 high and 2 corners here. Texas is thinking run first. We're going play action here. Yeah, just play action flood concept. So we're getting the back in here into the field after, looks like the play action. Got a vertical from 4. So with the safety coming down here, with the run threat, with the play action, I mean, that ball now should be at a 4. He's stemming outside and then breaks back inside. So that ball should be up in the air now. Throw it into the end zone. So that's a missed shot opportunity, explosive, that you could take advantage. There's probably 7 there. You still have Claire coming with the drag route with your basic flood. When you're reading flood, a lot of teams, especially in these situations, and you're trying to run explosive, it'll be 1 to 2 to 3 here. Looks like we just get a little nervous. Don't throw it up to 4. It's our first start. Your 4th and 1, your first big moment as a quarterback at Ohio State. Takes the easy way out, but I think moving forward, he'll have the confidence to throw those shot plays, especially with the safety coming down on the run action there. Just a missed opportunity. Looks like they're rolling into 3. Cover 3 there. Yep. Honestly, really good call. I think that's a great call from Heartland. Just got to execute. Don't worry about the back end. All right, 1st and 10. I think this is a drive 2. All right, now we're in 11 personnel. 3 receivers, 1 tight end. We're in 2x2. Okay, you've got your Y and your sniffer attached here into the boundary. Running basic split inside zone. Actually, we'll see if it's mid or split from the backside. Looks like you just got motion for some eye candy. Trying to get linebackers and safeties to run. Okay, let's look at the back end view of it. So we've got footwork here to the left. Looks like tight zone left here. Looks like their 5 technique is slanting inside here. That's why we take care of the inside gap first. Okay, we should be double and climbing here. Okay, we got a single block up front because it looks like he also. So he's, in terms of zone, let's explain inside zone. Okay, so they're running inside zone left. So I'm going to be man on here. Okay, it should be man on here. You could double and climb here, but it looks like he's just going to try to help if he comes to the inside gap, and then we're climbing the linebacker. So I should be man up here trying to get to his inside shoulder. All right, depending on if we're blocking the 5. Let's see if we're blocking the 5 or not. Yep, so we're just stepping and hinging backside. Can't get beat inside on this. Just looks like the left tackle gets beat. Gets beat off the line of scrimmage. Leverage isn't good. Too high of a hat. Okay, his feet are all misaligned. So it just looks like we're not good here at the left tackle position. Hands don't get inside either. You'll see right on the snap, both of his hands are outside. As soon as your hands are outside as a tackle, you're beat. Also on the motion, looks like we're arc releasing here to the safety. Looks like we whiff on the safety as well. I think the average was 2.3 yards per carry, so that definitely has to get better. Oh, went too far there. All right, next play. So what's the down and distance? So we've got 2nd and 9 here. So we started with the bastard split from the tight end. Now we're trading them into the boundary. Again, we're 11 personnel, so this is a 3-by-1 nub. So you've got a nub tight end in the boundary. Again, you're trying to get a defense to declare, are you going to play pass or are you going to play run? So before the snap, they've got 3 over 3. So they're going to play pass. You got a 4-2 box, 6-man box. Still have 2 high. You got a weak safety, strong safety. Okay, corner kind of out here in la-la land. Okay, you get a revert motion. We got a little GT counter here. So we're GT counter into a bubble read. So we're trying to see if the Sam's going to bump out with the motion. If he's not going to bump out, then we should have the numbers. So when you think about RPO numbers and quick game numbers, you're not going to count the safety here to the field because he's over top of the deck. Okay, you've got a 2-on-3 into the motion, so you should have the guys to have enough space to work with. And we'll look up front to see how we block it, see what the read is. But it looks like on the read, Julian likes that he's still staying in the box, isn't really declaring, he's not getting out the trips. So we're going to throw that sucker and try and get some yardage off of it. And we do. I mean, that's a positive play. You want plays like that, especially in the RPO game. It's an extension of your run game. If you can get 5 or 6 a pop with those, all right, so you're going to get defenses to widen out, give you more space inside the box. Let's look at GT counter up front. All right, a GT counter. So we've got, let's look at the front. Okay, you've got a wide 9. Okay, you've got a 2-eye, you've got a 3 with a 5. Okay, again, just your basic 4-man front. You've got a wide 9 that you could take advantage of in the run game there. It looks like we go GT counter. And you get 220 backers. See how we block it. We're good back on this with the center. Right guard, we're down. Left tackle, we should be climbing. Okay, we should be pulling the kick from the left guard position. Looks like we do. That path is good. Okay, tackle's path is way too far behind the guard. Okay, we should be more inside hip of the guard to be able to really get inside. Because if there's a linebacker here to play it, he could play that more inside and be able to make a play. So this guy's got to be a lot tighter to the inside hip of the guard. Do a good job out there blocking 2-on-2. You want to stay on his outside shoulder. Could do a little bit better job of trying to get out there and engaging before he gets the ball. But does his job. We're good to go. Okay, 3rd and 3. 3rd and 3 backed up. Okay, we're in 12. You got a tight end out wide here. So you got a tight end at 1. You got a tight end here and empty at number 3. All right, so you got to form of stick here to the field and then to the boundary. So you just got a basic levels concept. You're trying to high-low your will linebacker. I do like to call him 3rd and 3. Texas just does a really good job in coverage. He's able to match it really well. It looks like our spacing is just not very good here to the boundary. Okay, you got to do a better job of getting off from the linebacker there. Does a really good job of rerouting number 2. Number 2 just has to get off that. And we're just 2 on top of each other to make this guy declare. Coverage-wise, it looks like, okay, we're down into the boundary, playing 3 over top of it. Pre-snap, we got a sim pressure, so we're showing how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Showing 5. So anytime you show 5 from an offensive perspective, you got to go big on big. You got to go man protection. So once you go man on protection, and if you like your matchups on defense, you can attack a certain offensive lineman. And that's a big reason why on 3rd down you'll see a ton of these looks, a lot of 5-up looks or a lot of sim pressure looks as you're trying to attack protection. Who's our weakest link? We're going to attack him in protection. So it looks like they only rushed 3 at the snap, so good sim pressure, playing 3 deep. Yeah, I mean, they match the spacing concept well here into the field. So we'll talk through the concept. Your old school stick, you've got your vertical threat, and you're trying to high-low an outside backer. Usually from this look, you have a vertical. Okay, you have some type of out here with the hitch from the Y stick, and you're trying to read this outside backer. They just do a really good job of matching it from the sim pressure look, getting under 3, and they match it well. That's a really good ball, though. Way to fit it in right before it hits the linebacker level. So he goes backside. likes the levels concept of high-lowing that will linebacker and getting inside. Great ball. All right, 1st and 10, same drive. Hard to see from the wide view. Just want to see how many tight ends they got in the game. So, all right, we're in 13 personnel, 13P here. Okay, again, you'll see they sub into a heavier look. Let's see what the concept is to start. All right, so we got GH counter. So we paired GH counter with an arrow RPO. So you're reading that outside backer here. It's a really good way to get for the ball. All right, I'll explain it more from the back end, but in terms of the RPO, okay, we're going to get the tight end line. Usually going to have some type of nickel lined up over 2 or reading number 2 or read 2. So if he's going to play the box, okay, we're throwing the arrow. And it looks like we've got a deep concept, or we're going to just be tight end on the corner so he can't jump this arrow route in the RPO. But it's got to be bang, bang. I think Sain's got a really good quick release. So these type of RPOs is what's going to hit for them. So I would say Julian's thought process is he's really close to the box. His eyes are on me. Okay, he's not overplaying 2. I'm going to get the ball as soon as the ball snaps. Now, yep. So he's predetermined that look just based on pre-snap alignment. Obviously, if he's going to be over top of 2, I can kind of slow play it a little bit longer. That's a great decision, great ball. We just got to come up with it. Let's go to the back end view. So we got GH counter from 13 personnel here. All right, so Texas again subbed in. They're again a 50 look. So we've got a 0, 2, 4 eyes with 2 walked up outside backer type looking bodies. Okay, and wide, you got a wide 9 here to the field. Okay, you've got again another wide 9 here to the boundaries, a little bit tighter to the tight end than one to the field. Okay, we're going to motion into the field. So it looks like we've got their will linebacker here into the boundary, walks up into B gap. Good. All right, so GH counter. So play side, everybody should be down. Okay, we're pulling right guard to kick here in main line of scrimmage, which should be the 9 tech. Okay, backside tight end should be up here for the play side linebacker. With no play side linebacker, he would then climb into the safety. Ball gets thrown on the RPO. Well, too fast there. So we're pulling a kick. Boom. Good. We're too far outside. Our pull kicks need to be a lot further inside than what we saw on these first couple clips on counter. Because you're too far outside, he's going to beat you inside, and then you're letting the linebacker play over top. That's where the ball is going to bounce if he's going to beat you inside. So they just got to do a better job of getting really close or a lot tighter to the line of scrimmage. It almost should be more downhill across the line of scrimmage. And he gets blown up, which is not good on counter. When your backside guard's getting blown up, all right, 2nd and 10 here. All right, 3-by-1, 2nd and 10 here. Condensed split from the boundary. I think that's Jeremiah there. We got a 4-man front. We'll walk the backside safety down, almost like the Will backer. Looks like they pushed out their Sam linebacker. They've got the nickel on 2 and corner on number 1. Okay, we motion the tight end back into the box. We're running GT counter with looks like a dragon RPO. Yep, to the field. So dragon RPO, you got a slant flat, old school NFL concept. They'll call it dragon. You're reading the nickel here. So if the nickel's going to play the run, I should be able to throw the slant in behind it. So you've got 2 for 2 here. They're playing pass first. They don't have run responsibility, so you're going to give the ball here into the run. Let's go to the back end view of it just to check it out. It's a lot easier to see from the back end. So for run and counter here into the boundary, okay, you've got a premier look. Okay, it's really good to run counter to a 2-eye shade. It's a lot easier block for your guard, and you can climb as a tackle a lot easier. Okay, if you got a 3, then we're doubling, and it's a little bit It's a little bit more muddy to get to the backside linebacker, but you should have a clean free release here to the backside backer. We just have to make sure we stay on his outside shoulder. Okay, we've got to be back on a 3, that's a hard block. And then backside tackle, which should be stepping and hinging. Let's see the pulled kick here. See if it's a little better than the last clip. Good. We're down. Down on the 2-eye with the right guard. We're good. For whatever reason, we don't get to the backside backer with the right tackle. Let's see the pull to kick. We're too wide again. See how he's going to beat us inside. Boom. Blows your ass up. So 70 play side tackle should be free release here to the backside backer. All right, his eyes are there. Don't know. I don't know where he's going or what he's doing. That's the cleanest look you're going to get in college football. Okay, our skip pull here, or pull to kick, I should say, should be a lot more inside. That's why he gets his ass blown up. And backside tight end should be following his inside hip a lot better. He's on his outside hip. I know he's getting logged now that he got his ass blown up. But we should be here on the play side backer. We're not, and it's a shit play to end with. If you want to be a gap scheme team, you got to clean a lot of that stuff up. A lot of that's day one stuff. All right, we got 3rd and 11. Obvious passing situation, so passing down. Would assume Texas is in a nickel or a dime, probably subbed out. Yeah, they're in a dime. So they subbed out. They're giving you a 3-man athletic rush. They just go with a jail screen here into the boundary. 3rd and 11 versus a team like Texas that has NFL talent. I mean, that's the chances of hitting are less than 10%. They got a nickel pressure that they're bringing from the boundary. They walk down the safety that they had here, the weak safety. They walk them down over 2 because they're bringing the nickel pressure. They end up bringing what? I'll have to count it from the back end. But we've got a jailbreak screen into the boundary, and it looks like we've got just a quick screen here to your back. If we're going to run a quick screen here to the back, obviously they're going to read numbers, but I'm just looking here how we block it up. Our tight end's wrong. If he's going to play the screen, okay, then we've got to be able to latch on here. If we throw that one's done. Let's look backside. We're letting the pressure go because of the screen. Looks like we're sending the right guard, and we should be sending the center out, but he just gets caught up in the wash. Okay, slot should be out on 1, and then with the guard releasing, should be out on 2. Looks like they kind of switch it up. We get confused. Another shit play to begin with. Can't even catch the ball. Just execution mistakes. I mean, 3rd and 11, there's not a lot you can call, especially with Julian Sain, who's a young quarterback, hasn't thrown a lot of 3-5 step stuff. This is just a safe, smart call. If we catch it here, it looks like we do have some room to work with, or at least be able to break a tackle. So we should be setting the alley here with the tackle. Center should be cleaning the sidewalk up to the inside. He just actually kind of lollygags his ass out there. And sorry, that's actually the left guard. So he should be setting the sidewalk. He's too late, too slow. Your left guard kind of quits. Yeah, shit play. Okay, next series, 1st and 10. All right, personnel-wise, let's roll that back. Go on the back end view. All right, looks like 11. We got a 2x2, tying attached to the boundary. Okay, we motion back into the box. Let's see what we got here in terms of run scheme. All right, so looks like we've got just basics split zone. All right, so split zone, we should be manned up here. Okay, should be stepping and climbing, stepping and climbing. Right guard and center should be they should be double teaming up to the Mike. Okay, I should be free release here to the Sam. All right, let's see how it plays out. Yeah, it's kind of how it plays out. So right tackle should be manned up with the 4-eye. And if we're running split zone and he's got D gap, all right, my tight end should be stepping inside and then climbing. Looks like the next person down is that walk down weak safety, so he should be climbing the weak safety, and we should be kicking here, okay, with the receiver to the inside shoulder. Looks like that's either a missed assignment by our tight end, or Anesh should be up inside, and he should be the lead. So there's miscommunication at one of these two areas here. Double's good. The climb's good from the left guard. Right tackle pretty much wins. Yeah. One of these two guys, we should be either up in here, okay, or we should be kicking. We're wrong there. Because if he's going to step inside and climb, and whoever shows first, okay, with the weak safety kind of playing deep still, okay, he would be able to pick that up. And then we're kicking the D gap, and we should be up in here north and south. Yep. Miscommunication again. 2nd and 7, 3-yard gain. I know the running game takes time, but you got to be able to clean mistakes up like that pretty quick. You got 12P here. What was the down and distance again? All right, 2nd and 7. All right, so you got trips wing here to the field with the tight end and the boundary. Quick motion to the tight end in the field to the number 1. Let's see what route concept we got. All right, so we've got your all curl concept. Can't tell if he's supposed to be a flat player. Alignment wise, Texas is in a 4. Looks like they're bringing their Mike and their Sam in both A gaps. So they're bringing 3, 4, 5. So they're bringing 6. They're trying to play zone coverage, and behind it there should be no hole open. Good. Quarterbacks are taught throw into pressure. Okay, if you're getting pressure on both A gaps, all right, you want to replace that pressure. So throw in behind it. With the all curl concept, you should have and I'll pause it here for half a second. So in your all curl, you should have about a 12 to 15 curl, 12 to 15 curl, some type of flat concept. Then you also want to have about an 8 to 10 curl in the middle of the field. You always want to work away from the mic when you're running an all curl concept. In this situation, he's brought on a pressure, so you want to throw in a pressure. Really good decision by Julian saying, getting the right guy the ball. We're able to move the sticks. Again, execution from the quarterback position. That's huge there. Let's see the protection. So you have a 4-man look to start. Looks like we're pointing out the mic or the point man. Looks like we changed the protection to 0. Let's see where we half slide with it. All right, so we're half sliding here into the field, and then we're going man up into the boundary. So my right guard should be manned up here with 4-eye, and then my right tackle should be manned up with the wide 9, and then we should be sliding here. Really good by the center. Supposed to be working play side A here. Okay, he's playing play side A. If I have nobody in my immediate gap, which is B gap here for the left guard, okay, I should have my hand inside with my eyes in my responsibility. Good job there. Good job here for the left tackle. Take care of the pressure. Good. Good execution. 1st and 10. All right, we're in 12P. Love the different mixes of personnel. A lot of different tight ends into the game. You're forced in Texas to either sub, play base. You want to see what you can get them in, and then you want to get in the right call. Here it looks like they're just in their base nickel personnel. We're just going split inside zone based on running back alignment and his footwork to begin with. No RPO called, so let's go to the back end view. All right, so you got 2 tight end sets, so double Ys here in the field. Let's look at alignment. So you've got a 3, Okay, you got a 2-eye, wide 5, and then again a wide 9. A lot of bubbles to work with. So you've got A gap here to the field, and then you've got C gap to the field. So a lot of different gaps. If we're going to double team it right, let's see what we're running. So we're running, looks like inside zone right. Confused by the footwork here, only because if we're running inside zone right, I should be manned up here on the wide 5. Okay, if we're going inside zone to the right, okay, we should be double teaming here to the linebacker. We should be double teaming here to a linebacker. We should be double teaming here just to take care of him. But for whatever reason, all 3 of us are out here. Okay, it looks like the tight ends are right. Tight ends are double teaming the wide 9 here. Okay, at my left tackle, I should be double teaming here with my guard on the 3 technique, and then we should be climbing. Just confused a little bit by the technique, but a lot of room to work with. Looks like if we can actually do it the right way, we would have a lot more room to work with, because it looks like if we can double team here the right way, it looks like we can overtake, and then your left guard will be able to climb to the safety who drops down in the box to make the play. So some of these runs that are 3, 4, 5 yards can turn into 15, 20 if you can be able to block it up the right way. All right, now into the second quarter, we're flipping the field. 12 personnel again. So you've got tight end receiver, you've got wing back receiver. We're motioning here as receiver just to see how they play it. So they don't follow with it. So that shows you pre-snap for your quarterback that they're going to be in zone. So we're bumping to it. Jeremiah is now declared as your number 1. We're running GH counter. Smart play. Smart thought process, I should say. Okay, you're trying to get your linebacker, your Sam, to bump out with the motion, thinking he's going to be a guy that's going to get the ball on this here. You're just trying to get guys away from the box, eyes away from the box. Okay, and you run it to the same side as the motion. Like the call concept. Let's look at the back end. All right, so Texas does change it up a little bit. Okay, they're an odd front, and if you look, looks like they have 2 4-eyes, 2 wide 9 stand-ups, 2 backers in the box. So it's a 7-man box versus your 12 personnel. So everybody's evened up. You got the motion here from Jeremiah. Okay, they bump out the Sam away from the run concept, which is good. You get him out of the box. That's a number you don't have to work with. He'll obviously work back in the box, but now his eyes and his thought process is taking him away from the box. So you've got him beat before the snap starts. All right, so we're going GY counter into the field. I always like to see how people take care of a nose or an odd front versus counter. Some people will lock it with the center. Ohio State chose, for whatever reason, to try to climb to the backside 4-eye, which is a really hard block. I preferred staying on the nose here and having your tackle try to step and hinge really far inside, especially if he's going to pull the kick. So we should be pulling the kick as tight as we can. As tight as we can. So everybody here should be down. Yep, everyone's down. So we've got left guard on the nose. Left tackle is down on the 4-eye. So tight end should be climbing the backside backer, which he does. Really good. Everyone else is really good, it looks like. Backside guard, are we getting to the inside shoulder? We're close, but we got to be able to run our feet on contact, because that's what happens right there. When you don't run your feet on contact, you get your ass blown up. And then tight end looks like he's really tight to the pulling guard, which is great. He's on his inside hip, able to be inside out on that linebacker. Yeah, beautiful. That's how counters should look. You're giving your backs enough of a crease to be able to get positive yards out of that. One of their better run looks so far. What was it down a distance? One paying attention. We got 1st and 10 here. Midfield. Good time for a shot. 12 personnel. You had trips. You had 12 personnel trips into the boundary. Looks like we're going to motion in a 2x2. Still have both tight ends in the box. Get a 4-man look now with 3 traditional linebackers in your box. Yeah, let's take a shot. All right, we've got all curl. All right, Texas plays 3 deep, so the shot wouldn't work, so I'm an idiot. Texas is playing 3 deep, cover 3, looks like. A little bit of match. High State goes back again to the curl flat concept. All curl. Air rate is, I think, is 96. So work away from your mic. Looks like our mic is playing the boundary, so I should be working the field. We should be putting the our curl flat player in a bind. Looks like Sane's eyes are there. Running the curl. Yeah, the curl flat player is just late. That's why the ball gets to the curl flat player. Honestly, like the ball, getting the ball there to the curl. You've got your, looks like your seam player here has his back turned to the receiver. Okay, we're bailing here in a deep third. He's late. He's still really far inside. If we let it develop a little bit, I think you do have the space to throw that curl in there. But again, working away from the mic, which he does, he works to the right side, the correct side. Again, positive spin on it. That's positive yardage. Going under center here. They were back in 11, but we're under center. Hoping Texas maybe keeps the 3 traditional linebackers in the box. It's my thought process. Yep. Now they're taking a shot. All right, so we've got play action sail, levels, whatever you want to call it, flood. Okay, you're working 3 levels. Okay, you're working the deep concept to the over drag, which should be at about 18. Then you've got your flat as your last resort. So you got to read it top down. So 1, 2 to 3. We've been pretty run heavy, so we're trying to sell it here up front. Back foot action looks good. Looks like we've got 3 match. Deep safety. We have a flat player. Yep. I might get a coverage or 2 wrong. Texas plays a lot of different coverages, just like Ohio State does. So forgive me if I get some of these coverages wrong, but in the end, it's the same. If you've got 3 deep and they're bailing, you've got cover 3. If they latch on, they're still bailing, they have a curl flat player, it's 3 match to me. I mean, one of the man indicators is we are following man, so that could give you a man with high safety and a low rat. So it could be cover 1, whatever. But this is a call you want to have versus both those coverages. If you're in cover 1, you want some runaway routes. You get cover 3, you're trying to put the flat or the curl player in a bind, trying to come up with play action. They just do a really good job of playing this top down. Credit to the D there. Thought they executed coverage well. Looks like the route they had was to follow Jeremiah in cover 1. All right, so what's the down distance now? 3rd and 4. Four-man front, looks like they're in a light personnel and they're nickel. Got weak safety down here in the boundary, so you've got a safety high. Cover 1 eyes, it looks like. Yep, so cover 1. Oh. Nope, that's 3 match to me. They're locking the field number 1. Well, they're playing man backside, and they're playing some type of zone into the boundary. To me, I'm calling that 3 match because he would have deep responsibility. He would have curl flat responsibility. He's just going to run with 2. Looks like we're playing some type of 3. All right, we got a slot fade in here. Slot fade into the field. So you've got your man beater to the field. You've got slot fade. Okay, if you like to throw it versus cover 1. Backside, you've got a levels concept where you're putting the zone defender Get your curl flat player into a bind. You can't go wrong here which side you're picking to. Julian wants to take the shot. Got to throw it towards the sideline if you want to complete it. Great ball. Great decision, great ball in my mind. All right, 1st and 10, new drive here. All right, again, your 11, we condensed trips. We got wing trips. So you got trips into the field. Let's see the front. Let's see the concept called. So we got power. Any RPO into it? Nope. So we're condensing the set to run power. 4-man front, 4-2 box. Got 6 in the box. Looks like you have a 3 high safety set with 2 corners. Back in view look a little bit easier just to see where the mess up is. All right, so you got a 3 to the call side. Let's start at the call side. So you got a 3 tech, you got a backside shade. He's a really tight shade. So you've got to be really quick off the snap here. Okay, you got your pulling guard. So we should be down, down, down. I'm sorry, we should be down, down, guard tackle. We should be digging inside out on the walked up 9 here. Okay, we should be here climbing in the backside linebacker up in the 26, which we do. So the sandbacker shoots the gap, is able to meet the ball before the backside guard gets there. We're just too slow from the backside guard. In these type of situations, that has to turn almost into a kick out block because he's up on the line of scrimmage. Okay, usually you want to meet him up into the hole to be able to drive block. But if he's going to be up on the line of scrimmage, it almost turns into an inside out kick out, just like your tight end is on power. So if we have an inside out kick out, we should have a little bit of a lane to work with. Yeah, we just get beat inside and they're able to make the play. All right, so we got 3-by-1. 3-by-1 wing into the field. We motion, tight end out. Motion him as to the number 1 receiver, and again, we go to curl flat. Julian must love throwing it in practice, and he must throw it well because they keep going back to it. Usually when you get to this area of the field, you've crossed the 50, you're getting into the high red. Curl flat's usually a concept you don't see in this area, only because the coverage starts to change. You start to see a lot more press, like more press man, a lot more press zone coverages, so it's hard to find that space to work with. Let's let it play out a little bit. So we got weak safety coming down. Looks like we got 3 high. Yeah, we're playing some type of 3. Should work away from the mic. The mic does run here into the field. That's probably why Julian starts to work into the boundary. They're out. I mean, after the snap, they're outnumbered. So they're going to have a 2 route concept here, and they're going to have 3 guys. You've got your corner, weak safety, and your will linebacker. So that's a 3 versus 2. You're already beat. I mean, he has enough time to probably get his eyes back into the field. That's going to be a longer throw. A lot of quarterbacks are taught in curl flat to work away from the mic. So if the mic's going to play the field, I got to work into the boundary because I should have the numbers into the boundary. But they don't in this situation. Safety's close enough to make a play. He's below the deck. You've got your corner and your will linebacker playing zone coverage. A lot of sticky coverage, that's for sure. Because you'll see that their mic does run with a tight end that opens up that window from the curl flat player to throw it in behind him. Because he's going to become your curl flat player. He's going to become your hook player. Yep. Yep, that should be a throwaway. Yep. Again, win to the defense. Good call. I think it confused the quarterback there. So we're in 12 now, trying to get them to get heavier. Motion into twins. So we got a 2x2. We got two attached. Usually when we motion like that, we run some type of duo scheme. So that's just wind back. That's not wind back. All right, so looks like inside zone, looks like duo. You can have that argument just based on quarterback, running back exchange. Looks more duo-ish to me. All right, again, so duo. What is duo? It's power without the puller. I'm going to let the motion get set here, and then we'll talk about it. So looks like we're going, yep. So pre-snap, we'll talk about the front first and then kind of how it should look and how it should play out. All right, so you've got your 5. Okay, you got 2-eye, 3 backside. Okay, you've got, looks like a wide 9. Okay, you're going to walk up, looks like here at the outside shoulder of the double or the second tight end. You've got 2 backers into the box. It's just odd to me because offensive line footwork doesn't look duo-ish to me from your left guard and your left tackle. They have, looks like somewhat of a bucket step. Because the point of duo is you want to get as many double teams as you can. Looks like we're trying to get there, so it looks like left guard, left tackle is trying to double here. And we're singled up here. We should have a double here, and then we should have another double here. So if you count double teams, all right, so we should have one double team here with both tight ends on that wide 9. Okay, you've got right guard, right tackle here up on the 3 tech. Let's let it play out a little bit more. Okay, you should have your center and left guard up on that shade / 2-eye. And in my eyes, you want to be singled up from a tackle position. If you want to have double teams at the point of attack and you're running duo, I'd rather have these 2 guys double up to the mic and have my left tackle be singled up here on the wide 5. Because the ball should be coming back in here in duo. He should be able to make the play. It's a little confused by how we block it up, but is what it is. Not sure what the call is. But we block it up pretty well. All right, down and distance. So we got 2nd and 3. Again in 12. A lot of 12. I love it. Trying to play mind games, trying to get them in heavier sets, trying to motion a ton, just trying to get a feel for what coverage they're going to be in. So if we're going to follow in coverage, we're going to be in cover 1. They follow in coverage. They've got 3 over 2. Not bad looking counter. I want to go from the back end of it. But again, 4 moving across the formation, just look how much attention is caused to it. Really good decoy. You've got the corner man coverage following all the way across the formation. You've got 3 over 2. So you should have some number somewhere inside the box. We're running GY counter. Y gets his ass beat though. But let's look in from the back end view of it. All right, in terms of the front, okay, you got a shade. Okay, you got a tight 3. Okay, you got a tight 5, and then you got a walked up 9. All right. So on the snap, okay, we should be back on the tight shade. Okay, we should all be down and counter here. So if we're pulling to kick the wide 9. I should be down here. We should be down here. Just how Texas is playing it. They're playing it really heavy. It's a hard block when it comes to counter. They're playing it real heavy. You just got to create that stalemate. Try to get your hands inside. Again, you're creating piles. You're trying to create that wall. Okay, they have somewhat of a wall created from their down block, so they've done their job we should be able to pull the kick to that inside shoulder. Let's see if we do that there. Okay, it turns into a log. He's so far inside. Now it turns into a log where I should be on his outside shoulder. Okay, and then it should turn into a log block. And then from the tight end, I should be pulling the lead to that next person, which is that Mike, it looks like. Tight end does get his ass beat. Ball bounces. Anytime you're going to get a log block and you're going to get your tight end outside of the log block, it's going to turn into a bounce like it does here. So running back does read it right. We're able to get positive yardage. Okay, 1st and 6. We're low red zone. Okay, now they're at 11. Trying to get some receivers on the field, try to get some movement, try to get some more athletic feel in, try to get them more in nickel. Looks like we do get them in nickel. Our answer here is to run the ball. Split zone, no RPOs attached to it. Oh, it looks like Jeremiah does run some type of glance route. Yeah, he does. So it looks like we've got a glance route called. Okay, we're going to be reading the weak safeties. Weak safety is going to work into the box. We should throw that in behind. I will say the corner plays it pretty sticky with Jeremiah on that glance route, so it would be a hard throw. It would need to be a good one. But it looks like Julian's eyes aren't even over there, so it looks like we're just running the ball off a split zone. So let's see the back end view of it. All right, so we got backside shade. We got a 3. Right, we got a 5. We got the tight end there. Okay, you got a stand up 5. 2 backers again in the box with your nickel over 2. Let's see how it plays out. So inside zone right. So man block. We should double here into the mic. Okay, we should be man block here. Looks like that's what we do. We double into the mic. He already has overtaken, so we should climb up here into the mic. So the double from the back side. So from the tight end tackle, from the 5, we should be climbing here into the Sam. Looks like we just can't. Oh, we get there at the last moment. That's a great job of fighting through. He's really trying to create a stalemate with that double team. We do a really good job of being able to get through it. And it looks like that's the weak safety from the glance route that makes the play. So if we pull it and throw it, we probably have 6. Okay, if he stays back and plays the glance, okay, we probably have room to get in the end zone here. Again, just minor miscues, and you've got some explosives on your hands. All right, 2nd and 4. Whoops. All right, looks like we got 12 again. Do we have an RPO? Nope. We just kind of jog off the snap. So let's go to the back end view. We got split zone with the tight end coming across to take care of C gap. So we got a 50 look. So it looks like Texas subs in to get a little heavier here inside the 5. Okay, you got 2 4 eyes with the nose and then 2 walked ups. As 5s here, he's more of a 7 technique. He's outside shoulder of the tight end, so we'll call it a 9. But they're just trying to get heavier. All right, so we're going zone left here. Okay, so we're going to dig out from the tight end position. We're going to double here at the 4 eye with my tackle guard. We should be climbing here into the mic. Okay, we're gonna solo the nose tackle there with the center. Okay, so backside, we're gonna double team the 4 eye. I always loved inside zone versus an odd front because you get those 2 double teams. Your center just has to win. Looks like we come off at the right time. We just don't win enough. We got to be able to get to his inside shoulder if we're going to climb. and we're not able to. That's why we get beat inside. All right, 3rd and 2. That's more of a fullback body and look there. It's more of a 22 look, 2 back, 2 tight ends. Texas goes heavy, and obviously they're in their goal line situation. We're just going split zone again up front. Honestly, it should be more like a wedge in this area of the field. Everyone should take a step to their inside gap. Just give the back enough space. Looks like we don't do that. Oh, well. We're all stepping inside, it looks like. We're good. Yeah. Still can't get in. 4th and 2. Again, goal line on goal line. This is just heart versus heart. Who's going to get in, who's not. Looks like we just get enough here. Let's look at the play side. 50 look. They're in a heavier set. Shoot. We're running wedge. Everyone should step to their inside gap. We've got 2 tight ends to be able to lead them up through the hole. And we're in. Almost like double ISO. Everyone's stepping place. It looks like we're all stepping inside. You got 2 lead blocks on double ISO. Just enough. Had to check to see where battery was, where we're at. All right, down and distance, 1st and 10, ball on the 2. We're in 12. You're technically in trips here to the field with the 2 tight ends. A receiver backside, probably running some form of duo. Just trying to get double teams, trying to get movement. Which at least looks like we do get some movement. You're one-on-one with the corner. You should be the corner from the back position, but they don't. You're one-on-one with the corner. You want to make a move, you think, to try to get outside here, but he just tries to run him over. Okay, use your speed, young fella. Use your athleticism. You've got it. Use it. Two eye, 3. It's like 9 here. So they're out of their odd, back into their 4 base. Yeah, you got a 5, like I said, 2 eye / shade. You got a 3, tight 3. You got a 9 technique with the walked up. We're just running duo, trying to get double teams. They're trying to double 3, trying to double the 2 eye. We're single blocked here, looks like with our center climbing, yep. Looks like we use the clubbed hand inside to climb. We do. Looks like we kind of get beat at that position, yep. Yeah, looks like at the guard position, we struggled a little bit there. At right guard. Kind of get beat, head up inside, forces the bounce. Down in distance, 2nd and 7. All right, 2 tight ends, 2 backs, 22 personnel again. Jeremiah into the game. Ooh, let's go to the back end view. It looks like outside zone steps to me. Let's see. Okay, Texas is back into their 50 look. Got a 0 and 2 4 eyes with 2 walked up outside backers as 9s. You do that stop running game, try to stop zone. You're trying to get into a bear look, trying to get all linemen covered up, try to beat one lineman. Instead of getting double teams, you get a lot of single blocks from that 50 look. Yeah, we got mid zone, not outside zone steps, but we've got bucket steps up front. Looks like with our back and quarterback, we're in mid zone steps from up front. Looks like we're going left here. All right, 3rd and 3. Looks like we're going naked play action from the same type of look up front. Bad news bears, both tight ends running into each other. One's running for a flat concept and one's trying to protect the backside here. Looks like they're on a pressure. Actually, that's just our walked up 5. Walked up 5 into his pass pressure. Looks like we're just running a basic naked flood. We don't have a flat concept, so we just got to throw that thing away. That's just the tight ends being knuckleheads there. If you lose them, don't chase. All right, we're in 12. We turn it into trips to the field with a nub tight end here in the boundary. Or GT counter again. No RPO, so we have no relief. No relief to the receivers if we get a heavier look in the box. They add in the linebacker in the box. No answer for you. It's one thing with Day that obviously really good coordinator, really good offensive coach. Wish he would utilize RPO as much, but it is what it is. All right, so up front you got a 3, 2-eye, you got a 5, you got another 5. Outside shoulder is free here from the tight end. We're going GT counter. So we should be back here on the 3. It's a hard block. Got to get there on the snap. Okay, we're down here on the 2-eye, so we should be climbing here to the backer. Don't know why we engage there with the 3. I mean, if they do teach, if you see the hip and you see the shoulder, try to write it down before you climb. But he turns his shoulders. On a double, we really shouldn't turn your shoulders that much. Okay, we should be helping with a little bit with that inside arm and then climbing to 97. He would show up in the wash. I know they're in a stunt. He's not a linebacker, but he would show if we're climbing. He's the one who ends up making the play. If we do things right up front, okay, we prevent that. See the backside guard. Are we pulling the kick inside? We run our feet a little bit better there. We don't get our ass beat. We just got to win inside, win inside, win inside. If not, it turns into a log. So my tackle should be up and under it, but he's not. He has to come outside on the log. So it should be up and out, tighter, tight, tight. We're too far away. We give way too much space inside. We've got to be a lot tighter on that pull. Because if we're a little tighter on the pull, I can play 97 inside out. But now I'm playing outside in. He's able to make the play. All right, 3x1, 11 personnel. We got nub. It's condensed, or not nub. We have 3x1 wing. Okay, we got it condensed. I don't know what the hell that is. Looks like we've got a screen called here into the field. Yeah, it looks like we've got a screen called here to the field. We've got a shallow from an S. Backside, what do we got? Backside runoff. Looks like we also, so with a front side dig. So it looks like, I don't know if that's a curl or a dig. In my mind, I'm thinking if there's supposed to be a flat here with a lead block, which a lot of teams are doing now, like their safety resort will have some type of lead block like a screen. I'm thinking it would be a curl flat concept. You're trying to put this curl flat player in a bind, but it looks like he's running more of a dig concept. So all in all, don't really know what's going on in that one. That's a wash again. Got to be able to clean mistakes up like that. 3rd and 10. All right, 3x1 from 11. Curl flat again. Only thing is it's 3rd and 11. We're running routes at 8 yards. Never going to be able to move the sticks in that situation. Battery. Looks like we're playing cover 2 based on safety runoff here on the snap. Curl flat, work away from the mic. Again, your mics, unless they work with a mic and a will, their SAM should be their nickel. They've got 3 highs, so this is your nickel. That's your mic. You want to work away from the mic, so it looks like he's going here into the boundary, which is the right call, but they've got it. They give him just enough space. Let's see what that curl flat player does. Curl flat actually plays it well, but it's because it's cover 2. That corner should be playing the flat more. But we got to run that route at 11 yards. $35 seconds, taking a knee. Don't worry about that one. Pause it. All right, coming out of the second half. Where'd I put my pin? There it is. All right. So down a distance. 1st and 10 out of the half. Go second half here. So we got 3x1. Motioning in a 2x2 wing. You get the wing in here in the boundary. Looks like we got a 4-2 box. Base D from Texas here. Looks like we do have a walked up safety. I'm trying to get back to the original alignment here. So yeah. Got your mic and your will still. We've got the boundary or the weak safety down in here, up over the tight end. Looks like we have a basic curl flat concept from Ohio State. Looks like Texas is playing 3 deep. We're playing just traditional cover 3. We're trying to high-low your curl flat player. So you always want to work away from the mic. So Mike's here. He's playing the field. We want to go away from the mic. So we should be working in the boundary. We got a 2-on-2. He's going to play the flat concept, so I should be throwing that ball into Jeremiah. Good read, good execution, good way to start the half. See if we've changed any of the protections up. All right, so you've got a 2-I-3, double 5s. There's something new. Okay, it looks like we've got our quarterback being able to point out in protection. Didn't know if they would give him that freedom yet. But it looks like we're pointing out 18 in protection here. So we're going to slide to him. Let's see. So center also points to him, confirms. So it looks like we're in a 4-man slide. So we're all going to slide here up into the boundary. So I've got C gap, B gap, A gap, backside A, back, and we're going to be manned up here with the tackle on the 5 tech. Back would have anything that shows up inside here in B. We do get beat here, unfortunately, from the left tackle position. Looks like we jump set out too far. Got to stay inside there because we're in a 4-man slide. Luckily, the ball gets out. Back to 12. We got trips here into the field. Quick short motion. Do have an RPO attached to it, so we have some answers in case we get too many guys up into the box. Looks like we have a 4-man box here. Weak safety is now into the box. You got your mic and your will to walk down safety. Okay, you got a stand up 5 with the corner here. You got your nickel slash Sam corner and then free safety. We motion quickly into an looks like bubble RPO. Pulling the backside guard and tackle. GT counter. Let's see the back end view of it. Anytime we're running concepts like this, RPO wise, you're trying to see if the nickel / Sam, whoever it is here, if he's going to play the box or if he's going to play trips. He plays trips, so we're handing the ball off. Back end view of it. Let's take a look. So we do have odd front alignment. So we've got a 0. We've got almost, should be a 4-eye, but he's more of a 5. Okay, we've got a 4-eye here. That makes a really hard block and counter. I think that's a good adjustment in the second half, is they're playing in their on their odd front. They're playing a little more outside shoulder to help prevent some of that counter that they ran in the first half. Motion out quickly. That means we get the nickel / Sam, whoever it is. I'm sorry. That would be your mic. So you get your mic out of the box a little bit. Yep, he pushes out of the box. It means you get the numbers in the box that you want. Because right now you have, after he bumps out, you got 3, 4, 5. You got a 6-man box. Those are cleaner numbers. Looks cleaner. So again, like I talked about earlier, Ohio State on counter is going to be back, even in an odd front when you have a nose. So they're going to be back on the 4-eye, which that's a very hard block. Okay, so I should have guard down here on the nose. Then should I have the tackle climbing here to the linebacker, because he would be your first play side linebacker. He'd be your second, and then your third. But again, this 5 technique plays really heavy in the odd front, forces the tackle to engage. Okay, we're down here with the center, or the guard's down here on the nose, I should say. Sorry. We should be pulling the kick. So first man who shows, that's very good. Pulling the kick inside shoulder. That's a linebacker there. Tackle should be up under that. So too wide of a path here from the tackle. So as soon as we kick here, he should be up inside of that kick out block. So his path is too wide and he's too slow. So if we're up in here into the box, I should be able to take that backside linebacker. And then whoever the back is should be here north and south. We're just too wide. We're just too slow and too wide on counter. Got to clean that stuff up. Tackle's path has to get better. Guards' paths have to get better. And I don't know why, as a running back, if your responsibility when you're running GT counter is you're supposed to ride the tackle until you can kick up under it. For whatever reason, follows the tackle and then just cuts it back without following him. So if he can follow him, you got a kick out block, potentially a log, and you can get outside of it. All right, 3rd and 4. Okay, 3-by-1. We're in 11. They're back in their base personnel. 4-2 box. Got 1 high, walk down safety. So they're going to be 1 high. Looks like they're just playing man free, bringing a pressure. They're bringing 3, 4, 5. So we're in a 5-man pressure, playing man behind it. Ohio State's trying to run all curls again. Must be saying one of his favorite concepts to run, because they've called it pretty consistently in all situations of the game so far. 5-man pressure versus cover 1. Running all curls to that, it's just throwaway. That's a play you just want to throw dead. It's a dead play. You want to throw that away. Nowhere to go with it. It's not a real good call on 3rd and 4. Don't know if I really like that call. You're going to expect some type of pressure, or at least a look of pressure up front in terms of with the protection as well. You want to be expecting a pressure, some type of man coverage. You almost want to see if you can get a motion, just as ID, which we do. So we do motion. Okay, we do. So looks like nickel follows the motion over into the boundary. So that should alert quarterback as to what coverage I'm getting. Potentially, if I have enough time on the play clock to be able to get us out of that. That's a play you don't want to be in on 3rd and 4, especially versus man. Dead play. Looks like we get a 5-man pressure. Just want to see how we protect it. Looks like we're going to half slide to the field. Meaning center should pick up here, B gap, C gap. Backside, we should be big on big. Back cleans up the furthest blitzer, which he's on a route. All right, 1st and 10 backed up. All right, let's take a look at this one. So what's the D&D? We've got 2nd and 9, ball in the 2. Looks like we take a shot. All right, we're in 12. Yeah, we're sending a flood concept. So here's your down low concept in the flood, and then you got the crosser behind it, hit the medium. I don't know if I really like that concept. 2nd and 2. I know you're trying to get out of harm's way. You're backed up. You give yourself some breathing room. Texas in 3 deep. Let's look at the back end view. Yeah, they're in their heavy personnel, Texas is. They've got their 0, 2, 4 eyes, and 2 walked up backers. They bring their will on an A-gap pressure, playing 3 behind it. If you're playing 3 behind it, you're going to be able to get under that route from Jeremiah and be able to run with the backside drag. It's not the best call versus that. This is the replay of the down. Okay, looks like we're in 22. Just run duo, looks like. Let's look at the back end view. Looks like old school lead ISO with the fullback. Man, I missed that. Yeah, we almost block it like ISO. So both our tight ends are out on the 9s. We're going to single up the nose with the center, and then we should have 2 double teams with the 4 eyes, which we do. At right guard, we end up just climbing with a punch. I don't know what our back's doing. If we're going to run some type of lead ISO, and that's what looks like it's how we block it, we should have a double team singled up, a double team climbing here to both their stacked backers. We should be following our tight end up into the hole if it's like traditional ISO. That's where you have the space. For whatever reason, it looks like the back, it's just running up to A-gap and trying to get as much yards as he can. But if we're going to run the play right and execute the right way, ball should be here. D&D 3rd and 9. Impossible to call something here. You're going to play pass here as Texas, obviously, so you're going to be in a lighter personnel. Looks like Ohio State's in 11. They put tight end out wide, motion them in just to see what D they're going to get. Texas in a 3 high safety look. 2 backers. We just run basic zone just to get us out of the situation and punt it away. Flip the field position. Yeah, you got a base front 3, 2 I, and 2 5s. Running inside zone right here. Yeah, we're going to single up B gap, A gap, backside A. We stay with it. Just get what you can get, punt it away. Three by one, start out wide, come back into 3-by-1 wing. Now we're under. I mean, imagine as a defense, they line up 3-by-1. You get like a 10P look. We're going to switch to 3-by-1 condensed look under. Almost gives the illusion of multiple tight end look. It's hard to do. All right, so we try to take a shot again, it looks like. Okay, what's the D&D? 1st and 10. Trying to take a shot off a run action. Safety. Texas is again a 3-high look. 4-man front, 2 backers in the box, 3 safeties. One of them's going to drop down. Yep. So field safety looks like drops down. Actually, weak and field drop down. You got 1 free guy running as a free safety. Looks like we've got 3 deep. Playing top down on the go ball. And again, it's just basic flood off of play action. You've got your down, middle, up. You're reading it top down. So you're looking for the vert, crosser coming across, and then the flat concept. Looks like corner falls off here too after he sees Julian's eyes getting away from the vertical, which is pretty good. Because if you throw that ball to 70 there, he's going to get clocked. So again, I think you just tip your hat to the D there. They play it the right way. They play it top down. Second 7, we come out in 12. Condense the split backside. Gives you the look of another tight end. Ohio State loves to do that. They love to condense their receivers to give the illusion of another tight end, and they'll block them like tight ends. That just brings the corners into the box, makes them play the run. And we're just going basic inside zone. Get no movement. Is there any RPO to help us out in case we don't got it? Yep, we got a free release RPO on 2nd and 7. Looks like we've got the space to work with out there. So they're giving you the gift pre-snap, but I don't see my eyes out there as a quarterback. So right before the snap, take another peek. You got enough cushion, throw it, buddy. Corner is playing it pretty heavy-footed. That's a chance I'm taking. Even in this situation, in this formation here, you're almost singled up. You got the safety in the middle of the field. You can give him a go ball, give him a tap on the hip. It looks like we're running basic inside zone. Texas in a 4-man front. They got a wide 9 here on the tight end. You got your 3. Okay, you got your 3, 2-eye, you got your 5. Running zone left, everyone's stepping left. I should be taking care of the 5. We should be double climbing, double climb. Okay, double and stay on. If there's the safety that comes up over a defender that comes here, okay, we're going to climb. Let's see. We don't climb. We're too slow here. Got to overtake a lot faster. We're too slow. We're too far away. We're not able to latch on to give him time to climb. And that's why 18, their Mike is able to shoot a gap. And then your tight ends also aren't able to double and climb up. He's got to be able to overtake, and he's got to get out of his damn way. Again, just minor things to clean up front. That takes time. It takes reps. It takes patience. All right, down a distance, sorry. All right, 3rd and 5. So you're probably going to get a pressure look, sim pressure look. You're going to get probably a lighter personnel package, yep. So you got 3, 4, 5 walked up. They're going to cause you to get in 5-0 protection. So Bob protections, you should get some big on big. Let's see if they bring a sim. They do. They only bring 4. So they've got the walked up. They got a walk up wide 9. They're going to bounce them back into as a hook player. Looks like we've got cover 2. They got a 3 safety look, so it looks like their middle safety is going to be their whole player in cover 2. Looks like we've got verticals here to the field with, again, you've got a zone beater, you got a levels concept trying to high-low your weak linebacker. He plays the deeper dig. We're able to hit the quick dig in behind it. It's a great call for 3rd and 5. I think those are the calls you want to live in compared to earlier where you're trying to throw curl flat on 3rd and 4. Those are the calls you want to live in, stuff like that, like pass options. You got a man beater, you got a zone beater, you got a screen to one side, you got a zone beater to one side. Just give the quarterback options. All right, so we've got, what is that, 1st and 10 now? Yep, 1st and 10. All right, you're in 12. Again, great job of mixing personnel sets. Okay, we're in a 3-step. Let's see what Texas is in. Looks like a 4-man front. They got to walk. They're walking up the heavier linebacker over the tight end. Okay, we got a zone coverage. What is that? 3 deep. Yep, we got weak safety down on this tight end here, so we've got 3 deep. Getting some pretty basic coverage. Good. All right, what are we running? Let me guess. Curl flat. Ding, 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 ding. All right, so what is it? 1st and 10, curl flat. So this must be their favorite concept, or at least what they trust him to do so far. So curl flat versus cover 3 is always going to work. So your Mike, work away from the mic. Where's he playing? Playing the field? I should be going into the boundary. Now earlier, it looks like this might be an adjustment. Earlier, they only had Julian looking to one side on curl flat when they worked away from the mic. So he's working away from the mic. At least he should be, but they're giving him now the ability to work across the other side of the field. Because in the previous clip, they had the curl to the other side of the field open, just based on numbers. So if we're working away from the mic, we don't have a pressure, just a basic 4-man rush. Okay, we're working off our curl flat player. Looks like they don't. Looks like the curl flat player runs with the middle curl. Gives a ton of space open to work the curl to the flat. Curl is taken over by the corner. Nobody there for the flat. Great decision. Great eyes. Great feet. Good execution. Protection. Let's check. See who set the protection. Looks like center did. So we are half slide here to the field. So tackles here on C, B, and A. We're man-on-man backside. Do a great job sticking with it. All in all, great execution. 4th quarter here. We got 11 personnel, 4-man front. A little bit different look from the D. So our middle of the field safety when they're middle of the field closed. Okay, he drops down into the box. Looks like it turns into cover 2. Got a 4-man front. We're running inside zone. Yeah, we're running inside zone based on back alignment and back steps. Any RPO release? Nope. All right, let's see how we block it. All right, center, who we working to? All right, so we're working to 2, the safety. So if I'm running inside zone left, tackle, big on big block with him. So he's going to be manned up with a wide 5. Okay, center left guard, we should be doubling here to the will. Good. Our right guard, right tackle should be doubling the backside 3 into a walked up safety. Both doubles look good at this point. There's enough room to work with. Ball should get bounced backside. Tight end just gets beat. It's hard to hold on that long as a tight end. It's really hard to hold on. But he's got to fight to stay inside. His hands are outside. If his hands are inside, he has a little more leverage. But he's trying to punch through the outside and rip through the outside just so he doesn't get beat. But great job by that Texas DN, able to get his hands inside, able to fight inside. All right, next drive. All right, 2 tight ends again. We're in 12. It's a little wind back. Yes, it is. So zone wind back. So we're giving the illusion we're running the zone here into the boundary. Okay, then we're winding it back here to the field. So my receiver here that we put in short motion up into the tackle, he will be our lead. Again, you're trying to mess with linebacker run fits. Okay, they're reading usually back to guards. They're going to see the back to start off with. Let's go to the back end view. It's a lot easier to see there. So zone wind back. We should be singled here. We should be doubling here and climbing, doubling here and climbing. So right guard, right tackle should climb to 0. So that looks like to be their mic. And then center left guard should climb to the will. That's a walk down safety. He's kind of out of the play, so he's not accounted for in the fit, or in the scheme, I should say, the running scheme. Good. We're climbing here. We should get a punch, which we do when we climb. Not the best here from the right guard. We're just not in control of our body. Okay, we're leaning forward. Our feet are getting inside of our body. Okay, not a bad job by our right tackle here to fight back inside and gain control. We just got to follow from the back here. We got to follow the wind back. It's designed to get outside of the tight end. Okay, we can even track inside here from the receiver, but we should be following our lead receiver and wind back. All right, we're 11. Counter again. A lot of counter. You're hearing me say a lot of counter, a lot of zone. We've ran, I think, 1 power. Ooh, and we're digging out here. This wide 9 with the receiver, which I love. That's awesome. All right, back in view. I don't know why I'm wasting my time. All right, so we're digging out here. Okay, this is what was it? What is it? Counter left, right? Correct? Yeah, so GY counter. So we should be doubling here to the backside linebacker. Okay, we're back here with the center into the 2I. Okay, we're pulling to kick tight as you can. Okay, I should be following that inside hip of the tackle as a Y to get to the play side linebacker. Double's good. Linebacker to the play side takes himself out of the play. Puts himself into the wash for who knows what reason. Oh, a lot better. We're a lot tighter to the line of scrimmage. You'll see this time we're in front of the line of scrimmage. Okay, my head should be inside. I should be working inside out. Okay, the tight end could be a little bit closer to our tackle. We're a little too far away, giving him too much space. But we should be inside of that. Back does a great job of putting his hand on the tight end, giving him a direction to where he can cut. Good execution there. 2nd and 7. All right, starting 2x2 wing, and then we motion to 3x1. I like to play action already off of this as we just ran counter a couple times, especially one for a big gain. Let's see what type of concept we got on. Looks like switch release verts to the. So we got switch release verts here to the field, and it looks like we just have a go ball here, stemming inside like we're going to cross the field and then working back. It's a great route. Unreal athleticism to be able to be that far inside and be able to adjust to the ball and get outside the numbers. Deadly. That's Heartline building off the run game. Okay, you saw counter, you saw power, all these pulling guards, and to now take a shot to pull your guard and play action and really take a shot downfield. That's how you layer your calls. Great protection. Everyone should be back. We should leave the play side end for the pulling guard. We get a hand on it, which is great from the left tackle. Everyone's down. Tight end's fighting his ass off there. Really fighting his ass off. That's a great job. A couple more. Looks like duo. Let's go from the back end. So many damn tight ends. Again, 12 personnel. Okay, odd front alignment. You're in a 50 look again. 0. Looks like 2 4 eyes, 2 walked up nines. Again, anytime you see a heavier personnel set and you see Ohio State motion receiver N, okay, a lot of the times it's going to be duo. It's going to be duo. We're trying to get a whole bunch of double teams, which you should be mained up here, but we should have 2 double teams here. But Texas linebackers were so quick that a lot of the times we just climb with a punch, which I get it. Makes sense. Oh, we come off at the perfect time here. This is a great double team. That's clinic. Overtake, climb. That's beautiful. We just got to do a better job backside.